They're out there, and we're watching. News Channel 5 investigates.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Thalia Assuras. Gas prices are going up, supplies are getting short in places, and Americans are looking for someone to blame. We'll begin there tonight, and we'll have these stories.
An election like no other. I'm Mark Strassman in New Orleans as residents and evacuees decide who will lead the city's recovery.
I'm Randall Pinkston in Altar, Mexico, the busiest staging area for migrants trying to reach America. I'll have that story.
And training for war with the help of Hollywood.
This is the CBS Evening News with Thalia Assuras.
Have you stopped at a gas station this weekend? Does the price of gas seem to be going up so fast it makes your head spin? Well, you're not alone. The average price of a gallon of regular spiked 3 cents overnight. That's right, overnight to $2.88 a gallon. Californians are paying the most, more than $3 a gallon. One Beverly Hills station is charging north of $4 for premium. In California, President Bush vowed to prosecute price gougers, but is greed to blame for the pain at the pump? Tony Guida takes a look.
Seems like the prices have gone up since the war has gone on.
On the blacktop of the nation's gas stations and in the dusty fields of Iraq, a perfect political storm appears to be building. Americans appear to be tying a painful pocketbook issue to an increasingly unpopular war.
High gas prices and the Iraq war is something the public gets. They sort of have tied those two things together. And I think that that's what makes this such a lethal political issue for the Republicans.
Not since the gas lines of the 1970s have oil and politics been so closely linked. Throw in Americans' national security fears and the mixture could prove volatile come November.
9 in 10 consider energy dependence a risk to the United States.
Scott Biddle co-authored a recent study for Public Agenda, a nonpartisan research firm. It also shows that more than 3/4 of Americans grade the government at C, or worse, in weaning this country off its dependence on foreign energy.
It's second only to the Iraq war in terms of what's worrying them.
The pain at the pump has everyone scrambling for political cover. A prominent Republican senator blames high gas prices on big oil.
Price gouging? Oh, absolutely.
Not hard to believe when you see prices at the pump jump 3 cents overnight, but big oil says, don't blame us.
Our companies don't set the price. The market sets the price.
Americans know it's all finger pointing. They also know the power of the finger they will point in November.
If 85% of the American people think the government can do something, their obvious question is, why haven't you done something?
Oil experts and political analysts agree there is very little the government can do short-term to force gas prices down. And the worst is yet to come. Gas prices and the anger they engender figure to be even higher when the summer driving season begins on Memorial Day. Thalia?
Tony Guida, thank you. Citizens of New Orleans are voting for mayor in the city's first election since Hurricane Katrina. Turnout is reported to be heavy, even though many voters had to drive or fly hundreds of miles to cast their votes. Mark Strassman is there. Mark?
Thalia, for almost everyone voting here today, this election is yet another test of their resilience after Katrina. Most of the polling stations are either closed or have moved, like so many of these people casting ballots.
Talk about motivated voters. Busloads of Katrina evacuees bust in from Houston for a mayoral election unlike any other in American history. United. Picking someone to lead them beyond epic disaster. So evacuee Vera McFadden came home. Now a temporary Texan, she drove here just to vote.
Why was it so important to you?
Oh, Lord, mister, I vote for every election. I don't care what it is. I don't miss voting. And my voice, I want to be heard.
Mayor Ray Nagin, for many Americans, this city's face during its Katrina trauma, faces 21 rivals looking to oust him. But thousands of voters feel silenced. Perhaps 60% of this city is still scattered across America. Katrina also changed the political landscape here. For the first time in decades, white voters outnumber black voters.
There's this underlying sort of racial tone to everything where, in the most blunt terms, there are white voters who say, okay, we can take the city back.
Without satellite polls outside Louisiana, many black evacuees felt as abandoned by this election as they did by FEMA. In the mayoral campaign, the top three candidates dodged the most volatile issue of all, whether ever to rebuild entire neighborhoods like the lower 9th Ward, Vera McFadden's neighborhood.
Okay, this is where the house was.
McFadden's home since 1951 now sits ruined in her backyard. She wants to rebuild it and her city's future. And that is what this election is all about.
I wanted somebody that's going to be able to help serve this city for all communities.
Local polls close at 8 o'clock local time. A clear winner needs 50% of the vote. But with such a crowded field, the smart money is on a runoff. Thalia?
For sure. Mark Strassman in New Orleans, thank you. 5 American soldiers were killed today in roadside bombings near Baghdad, raising the total of U.S. troops killed in Iraq to 2,387. But there is some promising news, the end of the deadlock over the leadership of the government. President Bush called today's move an important milestone that would also make America more secure. Here's Kimberly Dozier in Baghdad.
After countless false starts, Iraq's leaders finally came up with a compromise coalition of 5 top men to head the government that will rule Iraq for up to 4 years. You won't recognize most of them. The Shiites, with the lion's share of the vote, chose Jawad al-Maliki as prime minister. He's a loyal Shiite party functionary whose main virtue seems to be that he's not Ibrahim al-Jafri, the last prime minister, who many Sunnis and Kurds blamed for sectarian killings. The rest are a hodgepodge from Iraq's ethnic mix. Jalal Talabani, a Kurd, continues as president. Sunni Arab Mahmoud Mashadani becomes the Speaker of Parliament, and Sunni Tariq al-Hashimi becomes vice president. Their next headache, trying to fulfill promises never yet kept to provide clean water, steady electricity, ready oil supplies, and most of all, security, especially halting the fighting among militia groups and paramilitary death squads. U.S. officials are hoping this patchwork of faces will signal to the Iraqi public and the armed men that they should lay aside their differences, as their leaders seem to have done.
The new prime minister speaks little English, but he's already talking the Americans' language. He's called on the militias to disarm and unite under the Iraqi security forces. Whether the militia leaders decide to do that probably depends on whether they decide that's now the best way to get a share of the power. Thalia.
And further, what does this political move mean to the U.S. and troop withdrawal?
Well, what they're hoping is that it'll mean a lessening in the amount of violence in this city. Right now, there's double the normal amount of U.S. patrols around the capital. They're hoping that militias will disarm, that Iraqi security forces will be able to handle the situation, and the Americans will be able to go back to barracks and eventually go home.
Kimberly Dozier in Baghdad, thank you. Still ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, the crackdown on CIA leaks and why agents were taking the risk in the first place. And a Hollywood touch helps Marines prepare to fight in Iraq.
Want to know a secret? For some adults, today's lunch is A3. And this is what some grown-ups think it means to eat their vegetables. That's why there's Delicious and Sure, a source of complete balanced nutrition with protein, 24 vitamins and minerals, food energy. Have a delicious shake for lunch or as a pick-me-up anytime. So even if you don't always eat right, you can still eat smart. Drink Ensure, nutrition for a healthier you.
For over 100 years, Merck's scientists have produced vaccines and medicines that have improved the quality of life for millions of patients. And that record of achievement continues today as our 8,000 scientists conduct exciting new research to develop medicines that prevent and treat diseases like diabetes, Alzheimer's, and cancer. Here at Merck, we have always believed that the process of discovering new medicines has to include rigorous scientific research conducted under high standards of ethical behavior. Meeting those high standards is at the heart of who we are and how we do business. And those principles aren't new. They are the same ones that have guided our scientists and people every day since George Merck founded our company in 1891, and why all of us here continue to proudly say, Merck is where patients come first, where you come first.
If you suffer from allergies, more effective relief is on the way. Benadryl, proven more effective than the leading allergy medicine at relieving your worst allergy symptoms. Get Benadryl, proven more effective.
What's wrong?
Upset about eye allergies? There's a Visine for that. Visine A provides powerful relief of itchy red allergy eyes. Clinical studies prove it. Eye allergies? There's a Visine for that.
Good thing there's the speed of Maalox in a chewable, because nothing's faster. Maalox, kick acid.
So I'm wondering, what's a Thermacare heat wrap? Then I put it on my aching back and I realized, oh, it's like a heating pad without a cord. And my pain just melts away. Yes, I feel like I could do backflips. No.
This is Ortho Season-Long Grass and Weed Killer. It works like this. With one easy spray, it kills existing weeds and forms a protective barrier to prevent new ones, all season long. The leading competitor doesn't prevent weeds, so staying weed-free all season means spraying month after month after month, using up to 5 times as much weed killer. Ortho Season Long. All weeds, all gone, all season, guaranteed.
Thousands of people think he's found the fountain of youth.
The needle, as you see, is a very, very tiny needle.
Is it true? Is it safe? 60 Minutes tomorrow.
There's fallout tonight from the firing of a CIA officer who admitted leaking classified information to a journalist. This comes as another former CIA official tells CBS News the White House ignored doubts about Iraq's weapons programs in the run-up to the war. Joey Chen has the details. Joey?
Thalia, the fired agent has been identified in a number of media reports out today as Mary McCarthy, a very veteran intelligence agent. According to some of these reports, she most recently was involved in probing whether CIA agents were involved in torture in Iraqi prisons. McCarthy's firing signals a stepped-up crackdown on leakers within the intelligence community. U.S. officials tell CBS News the actions of a very aggressive and reinvigorated Inspector General's office are raising stress and apprehension among operatives as the IG tries to root out leakers inside the agency. McCarthy reportedly admitted to being a source for an article written by Washington Post reporter Dana Priest about secret prisons run by the CIA in Eastern Europe. Just this week, Priest won a Pulitzer Prize for that story. Former CIA analyst Ray McGovern defends McCarthy and says she's a whistleblower with no other way to stop what she saw as an agency run amok.
She saw a War Crimes Act in progress. She saw no oversight by Congress. She said, well, all right, somebody's got to do it. I'll take the risk.
Investigators are also trying to track the sources of other leaks to reporters, including one to the New York Times about domestic wiretaps approved by President Bush. And the White House is about to get another slap from the intelligence community. On tomorrow night's 60 Minutes, a former CIA official tells CBS's Ed Bradley that in the run-up to the war, the White House ignored evidence that Iraq had no weapons of mass destruction.
The idea of going after Iraq was U.S. policy, and it was going to happen one way or the other.
Are you saying that it didn't matter to the administration or what the intelligence community had to say?
In the end, no, I don't think it mattered very much.
The president has been quite eager to shut off the taps on those leaks. His CIA chief, Porter Goss, has said that the news stories have cut into anti-terrorism efforts. But there's already been political backlash over all of this. The Democrats are saying that the president hasn't been hard enough on leakers within his own administration, Thalia.
Well, is the fired agent facing criminal charges?
That's a question that hasn't been answered yet. There has been no formal request made to the Justice Department to open a criminal investigation, but that doesn't mean there won't be, and it doesn't say what the CIA's reaction might be to that.
Okay, Joey Chen at the White House, thank you. Security forces in Nepal opened fire today on tens of thousands of anti-monarchy demonstrators marching on the palace in Kathmandu. Witnesses say dozens of people were hurt. Norwegian police are trying to solve a mystery at sea. A tanker sailing off Norway rescued a man it found floating on a raft made of steel barrels. The man said he was from California and claimed he had been left by a British ship 3 days earlier. Just ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, we'll have an exclusive look at Mexican migrants as they prepare to make the dangerous crossing into the United States.
If you suffer from allergies, more effective relief is on the way. Benadryl, the histamine blocker. Proven more effective than the leading allergy medicine at relieving your worst allergy symptoms. Get Benadryl, proven more effective. Got a sinus headache on top of your allergies? Try Benadryl Allergy and Sinus Headache.
I learned a lot when I found out I had high blood pressure, but I didn't know it could lead to erectile dysfunction.
Having diabetes changed my life, but I didn't know it could lead to ED.
Guys should know that having certain health conditions like high blood pressure
or diabetes may lead to ED, and that Levitra can help.
Doctors know Levitra works for men with ED, even those with high blood pressure or diabetes. Levitra is only for men healthy enough for sexual activity. If you have heart problems or are on alpha blocker therapy, talk to your doctor before taking Levitra. Do not take Levitra if you take nitrates for chest pains, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing and stuffy or runny nose. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help if you experience an erection lasting longer than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease in vision, stop taking Levitra and call your doctor right away.
Imagine what Levitra can do for you. Talk to your doctor.
The more you know about ED, the more you'll want to know about Levitra.
My life is more than I expected, so it's a good thing there's Caltrate. It does more than I expected.
Caltrate is clinically shown to help stop bone loss, and it may also help reduce the risk of colon cancer.
Bring it on.
Caltrate, more than you expect.
Burning, itching, but the pain's the worst. I should have used
Preparation H Cream. Burning, itching, plus maximum strength pain relief on contact. The most complete relief from Preparation H. Pain relief on contact.
Presenting Ortho Weed Be Gone Max. So revolutionary, it targets and kills the toughest weeds without harming your lawn. Weed Be Gone Max sprayed here. Ordinary weed killer here. Only Weed Be Gone Max has a foaming action and weed targeting formula for total root kill. So it killed the weeds, but not the grass. The ordinary weed killer didn't target anything, so it killed everything. Ortho Weed Be Gone Max kills weeds, not lawns. Guaranteed.
General Batiste, former Clinton Chief of Staff Podesta, and Pat Buchanan on the future of Donald Rumsfeld, the White House shakeup, and Iran on Face the Nation Sunday.
When Congress returns to work next week, immigration will be back on the agenda. Lawmakers will seek $2 billion to tighten border security. Tonight, Randall Pinkston has an exclusive look at the most notorious stretch of the U.S.-Mexico border in part one of our series, Dangerous Crossing.
This is Altar, Mexico, just 63 miles south of the U.S. border, now ground zero for hundreds of thousands of migrants trying to reach the U.S. The road from here leads straight to the inhospitable Arizona desert, but migrants are using this dangerous route. U.S. Border Patrol crackdowns have closed off traditional migrant routes. Operation Gatekeeper in San Diego, Safeguard in Nogales, Hold the Line in El Paso, and Rio Grande in McAllen. From February through May, Altar funnels up to 700,000 migrants north to the border.
Randall, we're here in the square in Altar with the church behind us occupies the one part of the square, and hundreds of migrants will be coming through here, maybe even 2,000 before the day is over.
Our guide in Altar is Reverend Robin Hoover, founder of Humane Borders, an organization that sets up water stations in the Arizona desert and warns migrants before they leave Mexico about harsh conditions.
And each one of these dots represents a death over the last few years, and these are the water stations. The blue flags. The blue flags.
Migrants told us they know the trek is dangerous, but feel they have no choice. Why are you going across the border at the most dangerous place to cross, the desert?
Because over here in Mexico, I don't got no future. El hambre es lo que nos manda.
We know people die, this man says, but hunger forces us to do what we don't want to. Business in Altar is all about immigration, from backpacks to food to lodging.
They will sleep, the migrants will sleep in here just like cigars in a box,
And so there may be 40 or more in this little room.
Many residents have turned their homes into rooming houses, charging $5 for a bunk and a shower, more for migrants to wash their clothes and make phone calls. Back at the main square, some hire coyotes, guides to help them cross the border. Others travel alone. Many pray for a safe journey.
As we look over here behind us, there's van. They're all lined up. They're ready to take their groups, and they'll be just pouring out of here.
By midday, vans crammed with as many as 40 migrants roll out of Altar, heading towards the border.
42 miles north of Altar, the Mexican Government Migrant Protection Agency has set up a checkpoint. The agent surveys the occupants of the van. He doesn't try to turn them around, but he does warn them about the danger they will face once they reach the Arizona desert.
This is the final stop in Mexico, the village of Sasabe. The U.S. is just on the other side of these hills. It's the last chance to buy clothes, food, and water. This family is about to cross for the first time, and they are ready to walk for days. We trust God will take care of us, this man says. As they head for the hills, the migrants' journey in Mexico comes to an end. Some won't survive the vast and unforgiving desert. Others will be caught and returned. But for many, this is the beginning of a new life in America. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, Altar, Mexico.
Now, on this side of the border, many illegal immigrants become victims of the Arizona desert. Their unidentified bodies left in the sand. Tomorrow, in part 2 of Dangerous Crossing, Randall will introduce you to one mother in Mexico who found her missing son and brought him home. Next on the CBS Evening News, why these U.S. Marines training for Iraq are saying hooray for Hollywood.
Good thing there's the speed of Malox in a chewable, because nothing's faster. Malox, kick acid.
If you have indoor or outdoor allergies, ask your doctor about something different. Singulair. While many allergy medicines block histamine, Singulair works differently by blocking leukotrienes, an underlying cause of allergy symptoms. And Singulair is approved to help relieve both indoor and outdoor allergy symptoms for a full 24 hours. Side effects are generally mild and vary by age and may include headache, ear infection, sore throat, and upper respiratory infection. Singulair, a different way to treat indoor and outdoor allergies.
The superior hold of Fix-It and Control, now combined with a blast of scope flavor for fresh breath. New Fix-It and Control plus scope flavor.
Oh, you okay? Oh, it's my arthritis pain. Well, then I've got good news. Try my Aleve.
Just 2 Aleve have the strength to stop arthritis pain all day. That would take 8 Tylenol.
How's that arthritis pain? What arthritis pain?
Aleve, that's good news you'll want to share.
All of us have internal plumbing. But for some of us, with frequent bladder urges, our pipes just don't work as well as they should. Sometimes you worry you could spring an embarrassing leak. So why deal with it on your own when there's something more you can do? Treat it once daily with Vesicare. Vesicare can reduce urges and may even help relieve bladder leakage. If you have certain types of stomach, urinary, or glaucoma problems, do not take Vesicare. While taking Vesicare, if you experience a serious allergic reaction, severe abdominal pain, or become constipated for 3 or more days, doctor right away. Common side effects are dry mouth, constipation, blurred vision, and indigestion. So ask your doctor today if Vesicare is right for you. Fewer urges and leaks with Vesicare. By calling now or visiting Vesicare.com for your free kit.
V8 presents V-Fusion. If you think getting a full serving of fruits and a full serving of vegetables into a single juice is amazing, wait until you taste it. New V8 V-Fusion juice. Don't just live, thrive.
It's a free dinner that comes at a high price. The guests are wounded vets. So why is this tradition in jeopardy? Monday, see why more people are watching the CBS Evening News with Bob Schieffer.
Bombings and gun battles erupt in Iraq every day, with American troops risking their lives as targets of insurgents who hide among civilians. How do you prepare for this kind of battle? That's tonight's Weekend Journal.
This is what U.S. Marines often face in a hostile Iraqi town. But this isn't Fallujah or Ramadi. It's Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, and a town created just for training.
And mostly the goal is the atmospherics. It's just trying to replicate the same sights and sounds that we hear in Iraq with those that the Marines will experience when they get over there.
Colonel Ron Johnson has served 2 tours in Iraq. His unit will be deployed again this summer, and before they leave, he wants his Marines, especially the rookies, to have more realistic training.
How real do you think it really is?
I think if you close your eyes for a minute and hear the music and hear the sounds, you almost feel like you're back in it.
This sensory training comes to the Marines thanks to Hollywood.
The only thing that they tell me this is not like is the smell. It doesn't smell the same.
Keep your eye on that blind.
When the War on Terror began, the Marines called upon California television producer Stu Siegel for help. Siegel turned his San Diego TV lot into a Marine training ground, where he estimates more than 20,000 Marines have passed through. This village at Camp Lejeune is his most elaborate effort to date.
Being in the entertainment television side of things, realism is what we try to do. And when we can bring it to training and have the Marines respond to it, that's a real rewarding part of it.
It's a full-fledged production. Set designers created a realistic village complete with signs in Arabic, a mosque, and a marketplace.
That's cool. Yeah, it is.
Makeup artists create wounds and injuries. And pyrotechnic specialists make simulated IEDs, the improvised explosive devices that have killed so many in Iraq. But no one gets hurt here. The shrapnel is made of cork. And like any other Hollywood set, there are actors. Among them are amputees, whose missing limbs make injuries appear all too real. The cast also includes Iraqi Americans like Salah Saleh. They help the Marines practice speaking Arabic, but also offer insights into their culture that could help save lives.
I teach them a good way to build a relationship with Iraqis, to build a relationship that's my heart and mind.
The hope is young Marines will be ready for the chaos they'll most likely face in the real Iraq.
So far, it's been the most realistic training I've had. There's a lot going on. I hope I benefit from it. You know, there's a lot going on. There's a lot to pay attention to. And I know it's not the real thing, but it's pretty intense.
Historically, Hollywood has helped on the home front with patriotic wartime films. But this time, their efforts may help on the front lines.
After we finish with all this, and we have a debrief, we'll have some of the Iraqi role players go up to the Marines and say, okay, this is what we thought you did wrong, or this is how maybe you could handle the situation a little bit better. Can you imagine if we just saved one life by coming out here and training this week?
The Hollywood-style training program cost the military $400,000, and its boosters hope it will be offered at bases across the country. And that's the CBS Evening News. Later tonight, 48 Hours Mystery.
Marilyn Monroe, the tapes you've never heard.
She was on the bed. There was a cover-up, without question, following the death.
Inside the only official investigation into whether she was murdered. A 48 Hours Mystery tonight.
And tomorrow on Sunday morning, 80s pop star Cyndi Lauper. I'm Thalia Shura, CBS News in New York. Good night, everyone.
For news 24 hours a day, click on CBSNews.com. Brought to you in part by Walmart. Surprises are in store at Walmart. Like a 42-inch plasma TV that's sure to keep the whole family happy. CBS News.
Nobody can do what Maaco does. Maaco can repaint your entire car fast. In most cases, just a few days. Our economical ambassador paint service is only $249. Make it easy, make it right, make it Maaco.
Crip, brown crowd, blood, season pride. Our city is being remapped by gangs. Marking new territory in places that will surprise you. Are you on their turf? A Gangster's Map, Thursday on News Channel 5 at 10.
Tornadoes took away their homes, so how will the government help victims get back what they lost?
And to see the latest additions to the Nashville Zoo, just look up.
And speaking of the zoo, right now it's 79 degrees out there. It's been warm across all of Middle Tennessee. I'll have the forecast for the end of the weekend on the way. News Channel 5 at 6 starts now.
from your news and information leader, winner of the Emmy for News Excellence. This is News Channel 5 at 6.
Good evening, everyone. We thank you for joining us tonight. Tornado victims in Tennessee could soon get more help from the federal government.
Tennessee Senator Bill Frist is proposing a bill that would send money to Middle Tennessee's storm victims. He toured the devastated areas today, and News Channel 5's Monica Gutierrez